say the wiseness from all the elders, listening to their teachings, and just being here and in all the ceremony and the sweat lodge and being by the sacred fire.
The songs, I love the songs. I love being around the elders. We were taken care of, like the elders. People here have a great deal of respect for the elders, and that's what stood out for me, is being taken care of in any way. You know, we were honored, and I felt it.
Stood out about the camp was the talking circles. They were really emotional. I felt all the emotion. I spoke with an open heart because that's what I feel here. It's like family. The biggest thing. That's one of the things I really enjoyed about this camp is the togetherness, and it's really it brings you in. It's friendly. It's respectful. I enjoyed that part of it.
It's all moved me. The mutual, the friendship, the love that is here, the generational love, the respect for the elders, for the children, you know, for celebration, for culture, for you know, the ways, basically the ways to hear women sing, to hear men sing and share their stories and share their hearts, because a lot of times, because these are so truthful, we're sharing truths and it's so real that it brings out these other beautiful parts of us, whether it be a sad tear or a happy tear. These are languages that we must speak in addition to this, right? And it's just so it's so heartwarming to be in a place where you feel safe to do that, and where it's a place that's not only welcomed, it is very accepted, and you know, and people are not caught up in themselves here. It's really a lot about sharing, and I really appreciate that a lot. I feel very honored, very, very honored to be here today.
Yeah, there's just something about being out at the land that brings out that opportunity for people to express themselves in a safe way. You know, we practice love and acceptance out here. We come from a place of non-judgment. So over the last 2 years doing these sacred fire camps for our elders and community, is they find that here. They find that connection. They find that, like I said, that space where they can heal and be themselves, and as well as Miscanawa staff too. The Miscanawa staff, a lot of them are frontline workers that do hard work. They have hard jobs and do amazing work. So it gives them a chance to come out here and be taken care of and to be healed. And
it's just that the elders are comfortable showing their emotions. It's really touching to be around people who, there are some people that I only ever see at this camp, and that they're still comfortable with me enough to show that vulnerable side of them.
My favorite part of this camp is always the sitting around the fire after dinner in the evening, in the circle. It's always people start sharing, and you know, each person goes around in the circle and shares, you know, whether that's a joke, a funny story, or something really, really meaningful, their own life story, and just being vulnerable with each other and laughing. And you know, it's everybody is sitting around that fire at that time, like the elders, people of all ages, from youth all the way up to elders, are sitting around there and seeing the parallels between our lives and the differences, and just being able to bring us together as a ceremonial family.
Seeing all the elders at the auction, just getting right into it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go home and share that story of like all the elders. It's just like seeing the elders laugh and smile just really warms my heart. Yeah.
I think for me, coming out here to show support is important, because this is the part of the healing that we miss often, is not being able to be on the land, not being able to just be human beings. without some sort of like responsibility or intention put on us. And so I think being out here is what makes that so special. You know, and I was thinking about here, like why this is important for them. They can share if they want to, they don't have to. They're just being around people, you know, that understand, and helping other young people, which is really important.
I think the best thing of the week here is probably the games to bring the elders closer and meet new people. The songs by the Sacred Fire.
Yeah.
And the stories.
Yeah, we've been really blessed to spend the 4 days out here and sit with our elders and learn from them. I think for me, the most impactful and meaning part of this 4-day Sacred Fire is having an opportunity to take care of our elders. I think about so many memories that are created during these 4 days that next year when this time of year comes around, maybe all of their memories won't be reflecting on the trauma that they've experienced in their past, but it will be new memories of, like Carter said, the games that were played and the laughs that were shared here.
I think out here, Miss Gunawa has taken a different approach to Every Child Matters, Truth and Reconciliation, by honoring our elders, taking care of our elders who are often so taxed at this time of year. You know, whether it be that they're on their own grieving and healing journeys, or whether they're asked to educate non-Indigenous people about the truth of residential schools. What I see out here is a place for elders to connect with one another, to laugh, to cry, to hurt, to heal, and to have that respect from one another, a place where they feel heard and they feel seen and they feel respected and cared for.
So exciting to be out here, and I miss a lot of these elders through the year, so we gather here, and that's one of the things that I enjoy coming here. So much respect. I get spoiled here, and that's a good feeling to be recognized as an elder and to be respected that way, and it's overwhelming here that way.
A beautiful, beautiful time for all of us to reflect, to tell stories of back in the day. And I speak about my mini dress with my beehive hairdo and lots of laughter. It's healing. It's moving forward in a really good, positive way. You know, it's great, it's great. And yet by the same token, we share our stories. We're talking about, you know, speaking the truth. That's all what it's about. It's speaking the truth and having a conversation with the younger generations of what has happened, because that is the truth and that is history. And then moving it forward and reconciling. How do we, now you know the truth, how do we reconcile that, you know, together and work together? Because he may say something very inspirational that I want to hear, you know, and I thought, yeah, that's where I'm at and stuff.
I'm very honored and privileged, you know, to be at this camp here today. And I'm enjoying myself at the experience. It's beautiful. But inviting people to come into this space and sharing that perspective of coming back to the land, coming back to the sacred fire, to the smudge, to the drumming, to the song, to the ceremony itself, and sharing in a circle of healing, not only from residential school, but from being a colonized people, and sharing that perspective and listening to those stories. It's very emotional, it's raw, And I commend Miskanawa for what it's doing. And with Miskanawa attracting and bringing in these elders from all nations to come and share that story. And it's beautiful, but it's also in its raw form of healing, because that's how we are. And that's who we are, because it's the truth. So that's why I say a lot of the elders that sit in a circle, they finally found a place where they feel safe to share, to cry, and to share their story. And that's the beauty of it all. What we're doing here doesn't even capture what we're doing here. So that's short and sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Oi.
The smudge was our inherent process of making decision. So when we like the smudge, we're in a safe place to have these talks. The emotions and crying and talking about all the things that happen to us and making decisions. That's the safe place for this lodge. And that's what this camp represents. Back to that raw form where Creator gave us. This is our epigenetics. This is our belief. The elders, they have that knowledge, but they have no place that's safe for them to bring that knowledge. So a camp like this with the smudge, the lodge, the sacred fire, and Creator providing the safety brings us back to making good decisions, taking the bottle out, taking the decolonizing and making our own decisions like we did before the newcomers came.